I put my green glasses on. I put these green glasses on. Yeah, I love the Eagles. But the Eagles have to play better offensively, and they have to play more consistently, and I think that's what he's saying. And to be honest, like, let's just call it what it is. The quarterback is a fucking winner. Jalen Hurts is a winner. We have always given him a lot of praise for being a winner. And it's not about style points with this team, and it wasn't about style points with the New England Patriots when all those years they found different ways to win. I think for Philly and for Detroit, considering what they've gone through recently. And yeah, the Eagles are 7-2 in the whole thing, but maybe this is where we start with the AJ Brown soundbite, and we're gonna let it run, and then we're gonna tell you what we think about it, because I think it contextualizes a lot of the way we talk about the Eagles.
AJ, how do you square your situation with the fact that you're 72?
It's not just solely about my situation. I mean, guys, like, obviously I want to win too, and I think if we're really focusing on winning and doing our job, like, we can't just keep slapping the Band-Aid over the defense doing their job and getting us out of trouble. At what point are we going to pick up our slack as an offense that we're so great, and that's what I'm getting at. It's not about we're not winning, or I don't care about winning. All I care about is snap and step. No, it's been week after week. Sometimes we're not contributing. We're not doing our job on offense. So you can't just keep slapping a Band-Aid over it, and you expect to win late in the year. And you think you're gonna go to it at the end of the year? It's not gonna fucking happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And last year, what it was. Thank you for the ring, but it's a new season. They adapted. We have to adapt. And we have to continue to get better and try to find new ways. So that's where the frustration comes in, because it's not about winning, you guys. Like, I want to win, yes, and help contribute as well. Do our thing on offense as well. I think that's fair.
Now, the gal in the beanie, the gal in the beanie is me. Listening to him say this for the first time, the way she was like, yes, this makes a lot of sense. Like, yep, I like what I'm hearing. What did y'all think? Because I can go on for a little bit.
I thought it was interesting because I feel like he was kind of saying exactly what you said the other night when we recorded the Monday Night Football reaction, which is like, I was kind of gassing up the defense a little bit because I was excited about that. And you said some very similar shit to what AJ said, which is basically like, hey, just because we're winning games, it doesn't cover up that our offense is underperforming, which I think is actually a very valid take. The bigger problem that I have is, like, I don't feel like he addressed the personal kind of like I don't think he really head-on addressed the
weird post,
like the distraction that he is. Weird stuff. Like, he's obviously, like, I don't know if he's trolling. I don't know if he's doing it for attention. He's trying to make his, discontentment known through, like, without really addressing it directly. And that's what I think is interesting. I think he has a lot of valid points, but it's like he's not just coming out there and saying, that's why. I think he could just be a lot more direct in his, like, approach to it on his own personal social media and, like, on Twitch and whatnot.
What do you think, Nate? I was waiting for your take on this.
Oh, man. I just feel like this is cancer, bro. This is cancer in the locker room for a winning team. Even if you do feel like this, I just feel like this is an advantage for all the people you're going to play against because you're putting this out there. But the only reason why people want to even know about this information is because you're pouting on social media. And I just feel like it's childish. And then, like, what happens? They throw you the ball 16 times, you guys lose, and then you're in the media with a smile on your face saying we got to get better, or I don't know.
But we don't. But that hadn't happened yet.
It hasn't. It hasn't. But it's just one of those things where, like, yo, this is a team sport. Like, yo, you're not the focal point right now, but you're on a team where you got to kind of know that at some point you are going to help that team win, and you are going to be the focal point. And it's like, I just feel like it's a little childish. And then the rumors of hearing that fourth down play, they kind of went rogue. That I feel like that's like a bullying tactic. Like, you get to the fourth quarter and it's like, bro, I'm really about to end this game with 2 catches, 13 yards. Throw me the ball in this 4th and 1. It's going to be one. I'm going to have one-on-one.
But we don't know anything.
We don't know that for sure. That's a rumor. But, like, they have done it before, and Nick covers for him, which is the right thing to do and everything. Did they come out of timeout, or how did that 4th and 1? I can't remember the other night. if you don't remember, it's no big deal. But like,
They came out of a timeout, I think.
yeah, they came out of a
Right.
timeout. Like, I suppose, like walking onto the field, AJ could be like, "Hey, you know, I'm gonna beat your ass after the game if you don't throw me the ball." But like, if I'm Jalen Hurts, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I'm running the fucking play that's called." And this is all speculation,
Yeah.
by the way.
Right.
Okay, so I kind of agree in some ways, but ultimately, I'll give you my take in a second. I agree in from the standpoint that he has to know that what he says on social media carries value, right? Like people are going to analyze what you say. You're one of the best players on the defending Super Bowl team, and honestly, the offense should go through you in the passing game
For sure.
And so any games he played before, like, you know, we could be better about that. But I have no problem with what he just said.
No, I hear you.
You know, and if you remove it from the context, which you can't do because the lead up contextualizes everything, what he said is absolutely true. And he is one of the very few people who can afford to pout because he's not getting the ball, because it also means that the offense isn't running at at the highest clip.
Yeah.
And to me, like, but him wanting to catch the ball, and I've been making this argument since the beginning, is like, there is selfishness that's just born in selfishness, where you show up and you want to be the guy and you don't care whether you win or lose. And inherently, players are selfish sometimes because we are pressured to perform. He has job security. He's one of the best players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He is established. So his frustration is not like purely, I'm not getting the ball. It is, we suck offensively.
Yeah.
And if we're being honest, like, and this is the point I've been making over and over again, the offense has been inconsistent. And, you know, I've had people tweet and comment and say, well, before the bye, we were rolling. What universe are you living in? because you torched the Giants? They have not been consistent all year long. And, short of him assigning blame individually to the quarterback or the coordinator, like, he doesn't have to do that. The fact of the matter is, the offense is not exhausting its potential. And I think what he's saying is, yes, we're 7-2, but that's fan fodder. You know, I see that a lot, like on the timeline and this sort of thing, where people are like, yeah, but we're winning. Okay.
Well, I think that's also coming from people within the Eagles building, man.
I hope
especially
not.
like well, I guess like it's interesting because when you watch a Monday Night Football game, how many times during the broadcast when it was like 0-0 or 3-0 or whatever, are the guys in the booth saying like Jalen Hurts would be very happy to win this game, like 3-0, like all he cares about is winning. And I feel like at times Jalen has gone up on the podium and said, things along that exact same nature.
And ultimately it is about winning. But like what we're trying to do is we're trying to forecast what this offense looks like in the playoffs when you got to go win 3-4 games, whether they're on the road or at home, whoever you're playing, like you have to be consistent against 4 playoff caliber teams consecutively, and in the playoffs taking a half off or being sporadic, or and I know that was a low total game when they played Green Bay last year in the playoffs. But they, I think even the most, I put my green glasses on. I put these green glasses on. Yeah, I fucking love the Eagles. But the Eagles have to play better offensively, and they have to play more consistently, and I think that's what he's saying. And to be honest, like, let's just call it what it is. The quarterback is a fucking winner. Jalen Hurts is a winner. We have always given him a lot of praise for being a winner. And it's not about style points with this team, and it wasn't about style points with the New England Patriots when all those years they found different ways to win. I thought that was the most impressive thing about their dynasty was the Patriot way was not, hey, we're going to line up and do the same fucking thing every week. We are going to change and morph based on the opponent we play, and winning is the ultimate thing.
Yeah.
But to not have an offensive identity and to not do the easy things like, hey, when A.J. Brown's running across the field butt naked, like the quarterback's got to find him. If your best player has 2 targets on the game, that's a problem. If you can't run the ball for stretches, that's a problem. And that's not to say they can't fix it. But what he's saying is we have set a standard, and so we're going off of that standard. We're not going off of the fan standard for success. We're going off the standard that we set in winning a Super Bowl and being in 2 of them so far.
So let me ask you this. You played Madden, like, when you were playing in the league, did you play Madden as yourself?
I didn't play Madden in the league much, honestly.
Because I was going to ask, like, what's the most amount of sacks you got with yourself?
I like where you're going because the funniest thing and I'll let you talk about it because you're bringing it up. It's fucking hilarious. Go ahead.
Bro, the fact that guys who get upset about a real game and then their way of feeling better is like, I'm going to go on to Madden. I'm going to play as the Eagles and as myself, and I'm going to run my stats up. But the funny thing about the stats is to not throw or to only throw one pass and it's a drop to Devontae Smith is just hilarious for whatever reason.
Oh, so he did target Devontae Smith.
He did.
Once.
Look at the drops. It's one drop.
That is
just, even though that's petty, it's just so funny because in the video when he's showing this, like you can hear him talking to his kid in the background, and he's like, "Yeah, this is what I have to do now. Look what Daddy did. Look at Daddy's stats." And it's just like, it's like, bro, we know you're trolling. But
Why is that? I don't understand why
I think
that's petty though. Like, it's not like he's not targeting Devontae Smith
But
playing Madden. He's just targeting the fuck out of himself, which anyone would naturally do.
No, I know, but he does get the ball to the tight end and that sort of thing. He does get the ball to the tight
I'm
end.
like crazy that I'm the opposite opinion of facts on this. I don't.
No, but it's more.
this
But
is-
it's not
a
even.
big
It's not
deal.
even.
It's just
No, it's
funny.
not.
It's just funny.
It's just
as fuck.
funny. It's
like
just
that
so
to
funny.
me was the lead.
Dude,
But
in
not the
whole
Devontae.
thing.
Not even the
the
Devontae thing.
Eagles for
But
one season, and you best believe that I fucking subbed myself in at fullback and ran the shit out of the ball on fullback dive goal line on 1st and 10.
But
because it was
him-
my only
Did you?
chance
But-
ever as a nose guard to touch. Hell yeah, brother.
But look, but him telling
I had
his
like
son
40 yards.
But it's more that him like telling his son like, yeah, like I'm not doing anything in real life, but like look at Daddy's stats in the game. Like
Yeah.
look at me here, and
Yeah.
then like just hearing like his son cheer, and then him kind of joke around like online. I just feel like it's funny, petty. But at the same time, it's just like with everything else going on, the underlining of all of it is just like, when does some of the guys in the locker room be like, yo, bro, like enough's enough? Like,
Unless
chill
they
out.
want the fucking offense
Definitely not
to play.
after watching him play Madden. Like,
I'm sorry, guys. Unless they want the offense to play better like he does.
Yeah.
And they might be sitting there and saying, like, I love my quarterback. We want to work it out with the coordinator. We don't put it all on either of these guys. But right now, we are not playing well enough offensively. Like why how do we know that that's not the case? That like there aren't a lot of guys that feel that way, but he's just the guy who can throw his weight around because he's AJ Brown. And so locker rooms are very complex deals, dude. They really are. It's a social club where not a social club, but like it's 50 plus guys. It's including the practice squad guys. It's more than that. And like everybody's got different opinions of what's being called and how things are going. And so he just happens to be the one that everybody's, microscopic on. The funniest thing in the whole thing, though, is Devontae not getting a single catch in his Madden game, which is fucking hilarious. And we didn't look at the rushing. I bet he didn't give Saquon the ball either, because when you play Madden, you just abandon the run game. So
He threw it to Saquon.
did he?
Did.